if you're a parent with kids on social media, you got to hear this. I said, if you had a baby, ChatGPT, what age would you let them have social media? And it says as late as possible because every study shows the earlier the exposure, the sharper the drop in mental health, especially for girls. I have two girls. So I said, social media hits me hard. I can only imagine it's far worse with kids. Why is that? And it said, because a child's identity is still wet cement, and every swipe leaves an imprint long before they know what's shaping them. And I said, what are we as parents underestimating about social media with our kids? And it said how fast it rewires their brain. The average kid gets dopamine spikes every 5 to 8 seconds, which is the same pattern seen in early stage addiction. And I said, what should we as a society be talking about more when it comes to letting kids on social media? And it said that kids aren't losing attention, they're losing boredom. And boredom is where imagination, resilience, and identity actually form. And I said, so what is that doing to our kids? And it said they're growing up knowing everyone else's voice except their own. So their personalities become crowdsourced instead of lived. Gosh, it's horrible. And I said, so if you had to give me an age where they can actually handle it, what would you recommend? It said 14, because the prefrontal cortex finally starts building the brakes they need to resist the algorithm's pull. And I said, just curious, why not before 14? And I said, because before 14, the brain treats every like as a proof of worth and every scroll as a coping mechanism. They're defenseless by design. I said, okay, so sum this up for me. What is the truth we as parents need to hear? And it said, if we hand them social media too early, or not giving them a phone, or giving them a mirror that teaches them to hate what they see. We got to start thinking about this. There's a reason countries outside of here don't let their kids have social media, but ours is just fine. That doesn't make sense. We got to really start paying attention to this. What do you guys think?